Welcome back, everybody, to the Baltimore Orioles franchise here on MLB The Show 21 for the PlayStation 5. Today, we will be finishing up season number 2 of this series. Next episode will be the off-season episode, which I plan on premiering this Friday. So the main focus of today's episode is not going to be on the Orioles themselves, rather the AA squad, the Bowie Bay Sox, who would advance to the AA Northeast playoffs. I believe this is a 4-team playoffs. We are playing the Flying Squirrels, which is the AA affiliate of the San Francisco Giants in this first round. And then we had the championship against, I believe, either the Fisher Cats or the Sea Dogs. Here's a look at these statistics this season for the AA team. I figured since we're in the minor league playoffs, I might as well do a little minor league recap. Of course, the AA team was great. The pitching was phenomenal. The bats were phenomenal. And I think there's a really strong chance this team could win a championship. The AAA squad went 72-70, not quite as good of a season. They unfortunately are not in the playoffs, so we won't really be focusing on them today. And the plan for this episode is if we win the first playoff series against the Flying Squirrels, then the entire episode is going to be dedicated to AA playoffs. If we lose the first series, then we will play the final Major League game. So you will get to see either 2 AA playoff rounds or us losing to the Flying Squirrels, and then we focus on the Orioles for the second half of the video. So I hope that makes sense. You'll be able to tell as you go along through the video how it'll work. So here's a look at the lineups and rotation going into the playoffs. I think this is such a fun young team, and I'm excited to show you guys these playoff games because this AA squad we have is loaded. So here are the Flying Squirrels, again, the AA affiliate of the San Francisco Giants, who also have some good players, but their roster not quite as good as ours. So we're going to do a mix of simcasting and playing as we are off to an early 1-0 deficit here. Grayson Rodriguez is getting the start, one of our better pitching prospects. Tyler Beatty on the mound for Richmond. It seems like Grayson Rodriguez is starting to pitch a little bit better. He got off to a slow start, but he has not allowed any hits or runs since the first inning. Unfortunately, our offense isn't doing a whole lot. Trying to get something going here in the bottom of the fourth, and we do. I believe we left the bases loaded, but hey, we at least scored a run to tie it up at 1. On to the bottom of the 5th inning. Nice double from LSJ. Doesn't matter. We don't score. Making a pitching change entering the 6th as Stephen Kilmick comes in, and that proves to be a mistake. Kilmick only records 1 out. We put Matthias Hundertwasser in, who gets out of the inning. So not good work there from Stephen Kilmick, as it seems like our pitching is starting to do a little bit better, but our offense really has not done a whole lot today as we go to the 8th. Evan Phillips enters. He does quite well. Still 3-1 going into the 9th inning. Ricky Lynn hits a solo home run for them, and that's pretty much all she wrote. So the Richmond Flying Squirrels take Game 1 of a best-of-5 series by the score of 4-1. Both this round and the championship round are best-of-5s, keep in mind. As we go to a pivotal Game 2, Chris Lewandowski will be starting for us, only 19 years old, but he had a great season for us. Ray McGowan on the bump for Richmond, as we're getting quite a few hits here early, but have not been able to get anybody across despite plenty of base runners. And there we go, a home run for Christian Dominguez the second. We drive in another run, and it's now 2-0. The offense seems to be doing a lot better, and Lewandowski's pitching a gem. 6 innings, only allowed 1 hit, make it 7 innings now, and he still has a good bit of energy. There's no reason to take him out of the game. Make it 8 shutout innings, 2-0 going into the 9th, and we close the door. A 10-2 Game 2 victory. Chris Lewandowski with 9 shutout innings, only allowing 3 runs. The offense was a lot better today. Shout out to Xavier Edwards. He went 3 for 3. And in Game 1, he went 0 for 5 with a couple double plays. So a much better performance from Edwards. And of course, Lewandowski was great. As we get to Game 3, the last non-elimination game of the series. So we will play Game 4. And if there is a Game 5, we will play that as well. We're off to a strong start. Currently up 2-0. Make that 3-0. But now DL Hall is starting to get rocked a little bit. He allows a run there in the bottom of the 3rd. 4-1 going into the bottom of the fourth as the first three batters all reach base. So we're going to take DL Hall out. Eloy Zambrano comes in, and that proves to be a mistake. So the Flying Squirrels hit around without recording an out. That is 9 straight base runners. We would take Zambrano out. Roberto Gonzalez comes in, and he will get us out of the inning. But the Flying Squirrels scored 8 in that inning. It's now 6-9 off of a 2-run shot from us. And we are managing to keep this game close, but unfortunately, that fourth inning really hurt us. And although our offense did play well down the stretch, it looks like it might not be enough. Although Roberto Gonzalez has pitched really well since he came in for Eloy Zambrano, the knuckleballer. And unfortunately, we do lose 6-9. Nice. The offense was really good. We had 14 hits in this game, but the pitching was very disappointing. DL Hall struggled, and Eloy Zambrano, of course, was just not good at all. So that'll bring us to Game 4, and our backs are against the wall. Despite going 78-42 during the regular season, we could be eliminated here in the postseason with only one playoff win to our names. So this is a must-win game here at Richmond. So it's definitely going to be a challenge. Let's take a look at both lineups for this game. Regular starters for the Bowie Bay Sox. Of course, there are a lot of great prospects on this team, headlined by Xavier Edwards and Louis St. John. But I'm pretty sure everybody in that lineup either has at least B potential or has a major league future of some sort. Adrian Lopez will be starting for the Flying Squirrels, and for us, it'll be Bartolo Guzman, the 26-year-old who had an outstanding season. If there's anybody you want on the mound in an elimination game, it's Guzman. Here we are in the bottom of the first, 1 out for Richmond as they're going to drive in a quick run, an RBI double for the Flying Squirrels. And they are already up 1-0. A big hit for Richmond, not quite the start we wanted. Going into the top of the second now, it's Deshaun Knowles. High fly ball into right. It goes off the top of a wall for extras. A big hit for Knowles, who was in single A for most of the year, got promoted, and he's been really impressive in double A. A young guy who I really think can be part of this team's future. Tobias Pennock rips a single into right. The throw is offline, and Knowles will score, and Bowie immediately ties it up at 1. So a big answer there. Let's go to the fourth inning now. Deshaun Knowles back up at the plate as he will reach first base safely off of an error from the second baseman. Now, they do rule it as a base hit, which kind of surprises me because that was a bad throw. He should have gotten him out. Tobias Pennock now grounds that one, and again, the second baseman unable to field it in time. That time, it wasn't really his fault. He kind of had to dive, wasn't really able to pick it up, but still, both Knowles and Pennock with multiple base hits today. 2 on, 2 outs now for Kobe Mayo, a big opportunity for him as he just grounds out to third, and the score will remain tied at 1 through 4. Both pitchers are really doing solid. I know we have not seen a lot of Bartolo Guzman today, but he has been pretty impressive. On to the bottom of the fifth. Here is Adam Hall with a drive deep in the left. It's gone. Adam Hall is not the guy you would expect to go over the fence. He hit only 2 home runs in the regular season. The name of his game is not power, but he's been outstanding in the playoffs. I believe he's hitting close to 600 through the first 4 games of the postseason. That one literally scraped off the top of a wall, but it counts as a home run nonetheless, and Bowie takes the lead. Bottom 5 now, 2 out, 1 on for Rick Len, as that one is going to be flown out to right. 4 straight scoreless innings for Bartolo Guzman, who has been really good for the Bay Sox today. Top 6, here's Tobias Pennock. He goes down looking. Pennock had a base hit in each of his first 2 at-bats, wasn't able to there. Adrian Lopez has had a pretty nice day. I imagine he will be out after 6. As we go to the bottom half of the inning, no outs, nobody on. A quick leadoff double for the Flying Squirrels. They need to set the tone. Their offense has done nothing since the first inning, and if they can tie this game up here, I think that'd be really big. That'll bring up Barry Leary, the 3-hitter, who goes down looking. Leary had the RBI earlier in the game. 2 away for Jacob Gonzalez. This one is singled into right. That should score the runner, and it does. Gonzalez will advance to second after a weak throw from Pennock, and this game is tied at 2. A big hit for Gonzalez, who is the top prospect for the Giants on this Double-A team. And the inning comes to a close as Ryan Howard, not to be mistaken with the longtime Phillies first baseman, grounds out to first. Top of the 7th, Carlos Sano will enter in relief of Adrian Lopez. His first batter is Kobe Mayo, who rips that one right past him for a single. The Bay Sox know their season is on the line today. Tied at 2 in an elimination game, and we'll see who can step up. Maybe that guy is Anthony McGathick. McGathick gets that one over the glove of a left fielder. It looks like it's going to drop for extra bases. Mayo being rounded to home. The throw is not in time. An RBI double for the young catcher, Anthony McGathick. And the Bowie Bay Sox have their lead right back. They also now have a runner in scoring position with nobody out. That'll bring up Adam Hall, who had the home run earlier. This one looks like it has a chance. Can he make it 2 in a row? Not quite, but it does go off the wall. McGathick will stay at third because he wanted to be safe, make sure the center fielder didn't catch it. But now they're runners in scoring position and nobody out. One away now for Louis St. John, the best player on this team, the best prospect in the Orioles organization, with a big strikeout, and he is pretty ticked off with himself after that one. Potentially a wasted opportunity here for Bowie as Christian Dominguez II flies out to right. So the Bay Sox do score 1, they take the lead back, but they also had runners in scoring position with no outs and did not get either of them to cross. Bottom 7, Guzman is still in the game as he strikes out Mike Compton to go down looking. Only the 3rd strikeout today for Guzman. He's not a strikeout pitcher. He gets his outs in other ways. 2 gone for David Aguilar, who grounds it 1 to second. Adam Hall makes the play. And that'll do it for Bartolo Guzman. 7 innings, 2 earned runs. He was really impressive. And now it's time to see if the Bats can hold on for the win and send us to a Game 5. Jermaine Riley will be on the hill in the top of the 8th. As with 1 away, it's Tobias Pennock, who has had a great game offensively, rips his 3rd hit of the day. And that'll be a double in the left center field. And the Bowie Bay Sox now have a runner in scoring position, as that will bring up the first baseman, Chad Spangenberger. Rips that one into left center. It looks like it's going to drop for extras. The runner, Tobias Pennock, will score an RBI double for Spangenberger. And the Bowie Bay Sox make it 4-2 as they try to add some insurance runs to this lead. You never can get too comfortable. That'll bring up Kobe Mayo now. He has 2 base hits. Why not add another one as that goes past the glove of the first baseman? Spangenberger will score. Back-to-back-to-back doubles for the Bay Sox, and it is now 5-2. 2 on, 2 outs now for Xavier Edwards, who will line this one into left field for a hit. And the bases are now loaded. The runner probably could have scored there, but oh well. The bases are now loaded for Louis St. John. Can LSJ, the top prospect in the organization, come up clutch? And the answer looks like it's yes. Deep ball into right center. Does it have enough for a grand slam? Not quite. It goes off the top of a wall, though. 2-run score. Edwards headed home. St. John to third. Everybody is safe. A bases-clearing triple for Louis St. John. And the Bowie Bay Sox are now all of a sudden up by 6. But they're not done. Why not add some more? Christian Dominguez II with a single into center. LSJ will score, and it is now 9-2. Matthias Hundertwasser will check in relief for the bottom of the 8th inning. We'll see what he can do as Lewis Hinckley is up with 1 on and no outs. We'll line this one fair to right. Tobias Pennock, for whatever reason, decides to run into the wall. Now, I understand you're up by 7 with an inning and a half to go, but this is an elimination playoff game. As I said earlier, you can never get too comfortable. 2 on, 2 outs for Ryan Howard, who rips that into center. Knowles is unable to field it. 2 runs, should be able to score. And Richmond is trying to claw back into this game as it's now 9-5. Had it not been for that big top of the 8th inning, the Bay Sox would be in a lot of trouble. Let's go top 9. Wandy Peralta now on the mound. 2 on, 2 outs for Adam Hall, who gets his 3rd base hit of the day. A single into center. Run scores, and it is now 10-5 as the Bowie Bay Sox try to extend the lead even further. The bases are loaded for Louis St. John again, who had a bases-clearing triple in the last inning, and it looks like he might do that again. 1 run scores. Hall is safe. Xavier Edwards is headed home. A bases-clearing double for Louis St. John, who has 6 RBIs in the last 2 innings. That's pretty wild. Let's go to the bottom of the 9th. The knuckleballer, Eloy Zambrano, is in. That knuckleballer went 59 miles an hour as it's a weak flyout to left to end the game. 13-5 is your final. A high-scoring game. The offense was electric for Bowie today. 10 runs in the final 2 innings, 23 hits total, 4 hits for Hall. LSJ drove in 6 runs. We had 6 different players with RBIs. The only home run of the game was from Adam Hall, of all people. The pitching was solid, too. Matthias Hundertwasser struggled. He allowed 3 runs in the 8th, but Bartolo Guzman was fine, and Eloy Zambrano did his job as well. So before we get to Game 5, I do want to briefly talk about the Major League team. I don't want to totally forget about the Orioles. So we're currently kind of in a tank race. We are 1 game behind the 2nd pick. The Rangers are going to get the 1st pick, but there are like 5 teams within like 3 or 4 games of each other. I think right now we're projected to pick 4 with like 6 or 7 games left, but we could potentially get as high as 2. That's pretty wild, considering we were a competitive baseball team for 4 months of the year, and then everything imploded in the month of August, and here we are now really bad. Anyway, let's get back to AA playoffs, as this is Game 5, do or die. Winner advances to the championship, loser goes home. It's pretty much that simple. Pretty much the same lineup for the most part for the Bay Sox today. It'll be the 27-year-old righty A.J. Ladwig on the hill. Ladwig had a pretty good season, as did like everybody in Bowie's starting rotation. Resli Linares is on the bump for Richmond. We're going to start it all the way in the 4th inning because there really has not been a whole lot of action so far. Both pitchers are doing really well up to this point, as with no outs, it's David Aguilar getting that one past LSJ, and it will go for a double. The Richmond Flying Squirrels would certainly love to get on the board first, and we'll see if that can prove to be helpful. Lewis Hinckley now had an RBI bloop into right last game, and it looks like he's going to do that again. That's actually going to be a ground rule double. It somehow bounced over the fence. Run scores, it's now 1-0. 2-1 for Jason Ramirez. He draws a walk, and the bases are now loaded. Still nobody out, by the way. Keep in mind. That'll bring up Joe McCarthy, who grounds this one over to short. He will tag the base and throw the runner out, but another run does come home to score, and Richmond is now up top 2-0. Let's go to the bottom half of the inning now. It's Deshaun Knowles, who had a nice Game 4 up, and he's going to get that one into the right center gap. It'll drop for extra bases. A big hit with 1 out here for Knowles. He's going to stay at second with a stand-up double, and we'll see if this is the inning that the Bay Sox can get back in the ball game. So with Knowles on and 1 away, that'll bring up the first baseman, Chad Spangenberger, who rips this one into right field. That should definitely score a run. An RBI double for Chad Spangenberger. And Bowie gets on the board here in the 4th inning, as it is now 2-1. Seems like both offenses are finally starting to come alive. 2-1, 1 out for Tobias Pennock, who belts that one high into right. It is caught. Spangenberger will attempt to tag home plate. Kobe Mayo will tag to third safely. And this one is now tied at 2. So both teams scoring multiple runs here in the 4th inning. We've now got an offensive battle. On to the top of the 5th. It seems like Richmond's offense will stay hot as Dewey Ann gets a single into center. Runner advances to third. So the Flying Squirrels have runners on the corners with nobody out. And Bowie's going to make a pitching change. Diogenes Almengo, the 25-year-old righty, has now entered the ball game. His first batter, Mike Compton, swing and miss on the changeup. That's a big strikeout. Now there's a force out at second and first with 1 out for David Aguilar. We don't even have to worry about the force out as Aguilar strikes out, and Almengo will get out of the inning successfully without allowing any runs. Ronnie Williams will enter for the Flying Squirrels here in the bottom of the 6th inning, as there is Kobe Mayo up with 2 outs, nobody on. Weak fly out into center, and it should be caught, as it does. So 5 of the 6 innings today, both teams have not scored with the exception of the 4th, but we are tied at 2. Stephen Kilmick will check into the game here in the top of the 7th. His first postseason appearance was not a good one. Hopefully this one can be better. 2 outs, nobody on for Mike Compton. Flies that one out to right. Nice play made by Deshaun Knowles to get the out. And this game remains tied at 2 going into the 7th. Pennock will lead things off, and he hits that one high and pretty deep into left center field. Back at the track at the wall. See ya! Solo shot for Tobias Pennock. 421 feet. And the Bowie Bay Sox are now on top for the first time today, as it is now 3-2. A big hit for Pennock. And Bowie now looks to be in the driver's seat with 2 innings to go. Evan Phillips will enter in relief here in the top of the 8th as he just tries to have a clean inning and let Bowie get the save opportunity in the top of the 9th so we can see Julian Starnes close the game out. The only problem is that's not going to happen, as Lewis Hinckley with a solo home run into left, and we are now tied at 3. This game just got really interesting, folks. A big home run for Hinckley, and that changes everything. So the Flying Squirrels tie it up. 2-away now for Jason Ramirez. He strikes out, so Phillips gets out of the inning successfully. But this game is knotted up at 3. It's anybody's ball game at this point. Let's move forward to the bottom of the 8th as Trevor Gott will enter in relief. 3 postseason innings is not a lot of run yet, and we'll see if he can keep that going today. Chad Spangenberger is up with 1 out. He's had a nice game with an RBI, and he's going to belt this one into center field. It does drop for a hit. So if Bowie can get a few hits together, maybe score a run, regain the lead, they'll be feeling good entering the 9th inning, because there's no chance Richmond is going to be able to hit off of Julian Starnes. Nobody in AA has this year. Kobe Mayo strikes out. That's a big one for Trevor Gott. He needed that one bad, and he got it. No pun intended. 2 outs now for Tobias Pennock. Had the home run earlier, and he gets plunked. So Pennock reaches base, and that brings up Adam Hall. A base hit here scores a run, pretty much. And Adam Hall's been a base hit machine in the playoffs. He is 0 for 4 today, and you can make that 0 for 5. A weak fly out into center field. It is caught. So we are 8 innings into the ball game, tied at 3, going into the top of the 9th. Matthias Hundertwasser will enter. He did not have a good game for it. Didn't matter, but factually, he was not good. Ryan Howard with 1 out, singles into right. That's a good start to the inning for Richmond. If they can get a few hits together, maybe score a run, then they'll be in a powerful position to possibly move on and get the upset. Jacob Gonzalez now 3-2, swinging to this. Big strikeout for Matthias Hundertwasser as we go to the bottom of the 9th inning now. Louis St. John is up. He draws a walk on a full count pitch. I think St. John wanted to be the hero, but he also wants to be smart, and that's what he did there. 2 away now, LSJ at first for Anthony McGaffin. Lines this one into left, and it goes for a hit. 2 on, 2 outs, and a very simple walk-off opportunity for the Bay Sox. Carlos Sano will enter in relief. The batter he faces against, the Jamaican native Deshaun Knowles. Hits that one high and somewhat deep into center field, but it's not deep enough. There's nothing like a winner-go-home playoff game that goes into extra innings, but that's what we're getting today. No winner through 9. We advance to the 10th. The extra innings runner rule does not apply in the minor leagues, by the way, so there is no runner on second to start the inning as Louis Hinckley draws a walk with 2 outs. You may notice Matthias Hundertwasser is still in the game. An interesting decision by the Bay Sox, but it looks like it pays off as Barry Leary will fly out to left field. Louis St. John makes the play as we enter the bottom of the 10th inning, still tied at 3. 2 away here for Tobias Pennock. He hits that one pretty nicely into center field, and it will go for a hit. So it seems like the Bay Sox might try to do some damage here in the 10th inning. So Adam Hall was the next batter, but Bowie needs power. A single doesn't do anything, so they're going to bring in Christian Dominguez II as a pinch hitter. The 2-1 pitch for Dominguez, hit in the left center gap. This one will drop for a hit. Pennock on his horse, rounding third, no relay throw to the plate, and this baby is over. A walk-off double for Christian Dominguez II as the team will rally to home plate. They're also going to go to second to celebrate Dominguez and Pennock, who had the walk-off hit and the walk-off run, respectively. And the Bowie Bay Sox are moving on to the AA Northeast Championship Series. Wow, what a game, what a fight. I was not expecting this first series to go 5 games, to be brutally honest. You got to give a lot of credit to the Flying Squirrels. They made this one tough on us, but we were able to hold on and get the 4-3 win. 12 hits in this game. The offense started slow, but it was better down the stretch. 3 players drove in runs. The pitching was pretty good. The bullpen especially was outstanding in this game. So as you can see, we're going to be facing off against the New Hampshire Fisher Cats, the AA affiliate of the Toronto Blue Jays, who have a lot of really good prospects, such as Adam Klofenstein, Jordan Groshans, Simeon Woods Richardson. A lot of really good players here. By the way, let's go back to the major leagues real quick. We're going to simulate 2 days. We lose both games. So the Orioles are now 63 and 95, and the tank lives on. So we're now going to start off with some sim casting, and immediately New Hampshire scores 2 in the top of the first, but we answer with 2 right back. So not a great start for DL Hall and Simeon Woods Richardson, 2 potential prospects in these organizations. Now, they are starting to do a little bit better. Nobody has scored since the first inning. We're currently in the top of the 6th. DL Hall still in the game. Simeon Woods Richardson also still in as Louis St. John hits a solo home run. It's now 3-2. Almengo enters into 7th. Boom. 1, 2, 3. Trying to add some insurance runs. That'd be pretty nice here. Now there's 2 on, but we do get out of the jam. And we enter the bottom of the 9th, or the top of the 9th inning, excuse me, up 3-2. And Julian Starnes, per usual, shuts the door. So a big Game 1 win. The offense wasn't outstanding, although Louis St. John had a good game, which I really like to see, and the pitching was good too. So now we go into the second game of the series. Bartolo Guzman is starting. We're having some of our back-end guys start these early games, and some of our front-end starters in the later games. Currently 1-0, we are down as New Hampshire scored in the top of the 4th inning. Our offense is just doing nothing at the moment at all. And although the pitching's been solid, only 1 run off of 5 hits through 6 innings, the offense has just been an utter disaster. Stephen Kilmick is in a little bit of the jam. Evan Phillips enters, and he quickly allows 4. So the Fisher Cats now lead 5-0. It's really starting to look ugly, and the offense still is not doing well. We started the bottom of the 8th with a triple, couldn't score, and then the offense just rolls over in the 9th. A really bad 5-0 loss here in Game 2. I gave Adam Hall the day off and started Gunnar Henderson. Maybe I shouldn't have given Adam Hall the day off. Not that Henderson played bad, but Hall's been one of our best players in the postseason. I just wanted to give him the day off and see what it would do. So on to Game 3, Chris Lewandowski is starting. He gets himself in an early jam. He was the one who pitched the 9-inning shutout in the first series, as we're now up 2-1, but then Ozzie Santiago hits a 2-run homer for the Fisher Cats, and then we quickly tie it up at 3 again. So a lot of offense here early. Now it's time to see what these 2 pitching staffs can do. Roberto Gonzalez checks in the bottom of the 5th inning for us. We have the bases loaded in the top of the 6th. Couldn't get anybody to score. The Fisher Cats also had a chance in the 6th inning to score. They did not. Still 3-3. Both teams are getting so many base runners, they just can't drive anybody home. So now on to the top of the 9th, tied at 3. And I wanted to hop into the game because this is a major selling point of the series. And whoever wins this game gets so much momentum. Christian Dominguez hits a single into right field. I'm sure both teams would love to be up 2-1 here. Game 3 is such an important game in a 5-game series. So these last few innings, if we go to extras, are going to be important. After a walk, that would bring up Kobe Mayo with 2 on. He strikes out. A big K for Danny Jimenez. So now 2 on and 2 outs. A major opportunity for Chad Spangenberger, who's 3 for 4 today. Checks his swing on the low changeup. Very unfortunate there, and that'll take us to the bottom of the 9th inning. Jimenez fired up, and we'll see if the Fisher Cats can get a walk-off. Roberto Gonzalez has pitched 4 scoreless innings, by the way. Nearly makes it 5, but the Fisher Cats do get a base hit there, so they will keep the inning alive a little bit longer. An extra base hit from Keon Dobbs probably scores the winning run. He strikes out on the changeup, so we are headed to extra innings. No action really in the 10th or 11th inning, so we're going to start right in the 12th inning. 2 outs here for Deshaun Knowles, who hits that one high and pretty deep into left field, but not deep enough. 3 shutout innings from Danny Jimenez and Kirby Snead for the Fisher Cats, and we will now go to the bottom of the 12th. It's not a save opportunity, but Bowie wants for best pitcher in, and that's what they're going to do, as Julian Starnes will enter the ballgame. Full count here for Keon Dobbs. Grounds it to third. A great diving play by Kobe Mayo to get the out. And there have been no runs since the top of the 4th inning, which is wild since we're now in the 13th. 2 away here for Louis St. John, who is 1 for 6 today. He will stay 1 for 6 as he draws a walk. Bowie gets one of their speedier runners on here for Christian Dominguez, who's also 1 for 6. And he swings at a pitch he probably shouldn't have. A big strikeout there for Kirby Snead, and we will go to the bottom of the 13th inning. We'll see if New Hampshire does anything. And the quick answer is no, because they're facing off against Julian Starnes, so that's going to happen. Santiago strikes out, and if Bowie's offense can't get anything going, I wonder if they're going to keep Starnes in the game. He doesn't really have the type of stamina to go 3 innings, but hey, anything's possible. Two-way here for Chad Spangenberger, shop and gap into left center field. Maybe this can start a little 2-out rally as Spangenberger will head to second for a double. A big hit there for the young first baseman. And that'll bring up the catcher, Anthony McGathick, who's had a few really big hits in the playoffs. He is 0 for 4 today, but he can kind of change his fortunes at this game right here, and it looks like he just did. Deep into left field, this one goes off the wall. Spangenberger will score, and we finally have runs. For the first time since the 4th inning, somebody scores. Nearly 10 innings for both teams with nothing going. That will now bring up Deshaun Nobles, who crushes this one. Deep into right field, and this one is out of here. 2-run blast for Deshaun Nobles, and all of a sudden, the Bay Sox offense has just decided to explode, and it's now 6-3. The following 2 batters would reach base, and that'll bring up Louis St. John. Runners on the corners, Hall at third, Edwards at first, and he rips it deep into left center field. Adam Hall scores easily. Edwards should as well. A 2-run double for Louis St. John, and after not scoring since the 4th inning, Bowie decides to explode for 5 here in the top of the 14th. And the craziest thing is they did all this with 2 outs. Bottom 14, Diogenes Almengo is in on the mound, and he goes through the inning 1, 2, 3. I would have kept Julian Starnes in, but once we made it 6-3 after the Deshaun Nobles home run, I figured we had a comfortable enough lead, and there was no point wasting his energy if we would need it going forward. So that's why I put Almengo in, and we end up winning. Wow, what a game. So every game going forward in this series is now an elimination game as we are up 2-1. We can win the championship in Game 4, and if New Hampshire wins, we will take it to a Game 5. Shout out to the bullpen, specifically Roberto Gonzalez, who was great, and then Hundred Foster, Starnes, and Almengo in the final 5 innings did not allow a single base runner. That's unbelievable. By the way, the Major League season is over. The Orioles are now 64-98. That is the final record. And, well, I apologize that we didn't really cover the end of the Major League season, but this is meaningful October baseball. Tanking for draft position is not meaningful October baseball, and I wanted to give you guys a taste of a playoff, so that's why we're doing this, as we go to Game 4 of the championship. Simeon Woods Richardson getting the start. I love how his jersey says W's when they're going to be taking L's today. Maybe I jinxed it, maybe I shouldn't have said that, but whatever. Runner on here for Tobias Pinnock, and he goes down on the curveball. Simeon Woods Richardson has some nasty stuff. He's one of the best prospects in this organization, and he showed why there. Chad Spangenberger now is up. He goes down on the 2-seam fastball. Woods Richardson struck out 3 batters there in the top of the 1st inning. As we go to the bottom half of the inning, one of the Orioles' best pitching prospects, Grayson Rodriguez, is getting the start. He has not pitched since Game 1 of the 1st series, so he is rested up, he is energized, whereas Woods Richardson pitched in Game 1 of this series. There's Weller, he goes down looking, a nice strikeout for Rodriguez, and then 2 away for Ozzie Santiago, who goes down on the curveball. Grayson Rodriguez also struck out 3 batters in that inning. Great work from him. We might have ourselves a pitching duel. Bottom of the 3rd inning, Keon Dobbs goes down looking. So 3 shutout innings from both Simeon Woods Richardson and Grayson Rodriguez as we transition to the 4th. Here's Kobe Mayo with a drive deep into left field, but not deep enough. When that went off his bat, I thought that was gone. And looking at it again, that really looked like it was going to be a home run, but it wasn't. Bottom 4 now, it's Ken Weller with a base hit into center field. He's going to try to take second, and it is a success. He reaches safely, so the Fisher Cats will start the inning off with a runner in scoring position, and they will capitalize as the runner will be driven in off of a ground-out RBI. So we do have runs. New Hampshire scores for the first time since the 3rd inning of last game. That's like nearly 20 innings ago. That's pretty crazy. Top of the 5th inning, Deshaun Nobles up. He had the big home run last game in the top of the 14th inning as he gets a single here with nobody out, by the way. So maybe we can finally get some damage off of Woods Richardson, as that'll bring up Anthony McGathick, who grounds it right to Jordan Groshans, and the Fisher Cats turn the double play. Not exactly what Bowie really wanted there. And Simeon Woods Richardson could get 5 shutout innings here as he strikes out Hudson Haskin. Haskin has really done nothing in the playoffs. I don't think I've said his name at all today. He's been pretty much non-existent. Top of the 6th inning, Pennock goes down looking. Another filthy pitch from Simeon Woods Richardson, his 6th strikeout of the game. Let's go to the top of the 7th. It is still 1-0. Both pitchers are still on fire. As here is Chad Spangenberger going to open things up with a single. And then New Hampshire does something surprising. They took out Simeon Woods Richardson, which I don't get at all because he has pitched so well today. His pitch count is a little bit high, but I would not have made that move. Danny Jimenez comes in, and instantly I think they're feeling a little bit of regret. As Xavier Edwards starts fanning off with a single into center field. 2-1 and 1 outs now for Deshaun Knowles, who will hit this one into center field, and it will drop for a hit. Both base runners thought the center fielder would probably catch that. So now the bases are loaded with 1 out. A prime opportunity here for Anthony McGathick. He's going to hit this one high and somewhat deep in the left. That should score a run as it is caught. Spangenberger headed to home. Edwards is safe at third. And the Bay Sox are finally on the board after nearly 7 innings. It is now 1-1. They should not have taken out Simeon Woods Richardson. I think the hypothesis I made was correct. Bottom 7, it's Kevin Smith up as that ball is bobbled by Adam Hall. So the Fisher Cats now have 2 runners on with 1 out. Grayson Rodriguez is still in the game, by the way, as he strikes out Palacios to end the 7th. 1 run allowed in 7 innings from Grayson Rodriguez. He was really impressive in this game as he would be taken out after that. We're going to go to the 8th inning. Tied at 1. And Bowie has an opportunity to win the championship here in the final 2 innings of this game. They won't do it in the top of the 8th as Louis St. John gets fooled on the slider. Nice pitch there from Danny Jimenez. And we go to the bottom of the 8th. Evan Phillips is in relief for the Bay Sox. He strikes out that batter, making quick work here. And we would now go to the top of the 9th. Still tied at 1. Are we going to have another extra innings game? Travis Bergen is in. Here's Kobe Mayo, full count with 2 outs, and Mayo rips it into left field, and the left fielder tries to dive for it. He is unsuccessful. Mayo thought about second, but he's going to hurry his Tuchus back to first. So Kobe Mayo gets a base hit. Runner on and 2 outs here. A huge opportunity for Deshaun Knowles, who has 2 base hits today. Can he get another one? Yes, he does! Knowles gets that one into the right center gap. It will drop for extra bases. Mayo rounding third. The throw. Well, there is no throw. A huge double from Deshaun Knowles. He is fired up over there in second base. And the Bay Sox take a 2-1 lead. Clutch hitting from Knowles, who is pumped at the moment. That'll bring up Anthony McGathick now. Runner on second and 2 outs. Can the Bay Sox widen their lead? It looks like they will. Single in the left. Knowles gonna head home, and I don't know why the left fielder threw it to the cutoff man to go home. The left fielder's best chance of getting Knowles out was to take it home himself. So it's now 3-1 going into the bottom of the 9th, and Julian Starnes will enter. Starnes has pitched 3 innings in the postseason and has not allowed a base runner yet. He's been perfect. His first batter, Ken Weller, ground out to third. The Bay Sox are 2 outs away. Now 1 out away as Cody Eves strikes out. The final hope for the New Hampshire Fisher Cats is Ozzie Santiago. 2-1 pitch, grounds it to short. Edwards fields it cleanly, and the Bowie Bay Sox are the 2022 AA Northeastern League champions as Julian Starnes and Anthony McGathick celebrate together. The dugout is fired up, led by veteran manager Joe Girardi, as the Bowie Bay Sox have won the championship. And if you're an Oriole fan, you have to be pretty excited about this because there are so many guys on this AA team who have Major League futures. They're getting their first experience of playoff baseball, and not only did they embrace in the moment, but they thrived in it. A lot of guys really impressed me here in the postseason as everybody is embracing each other. They are all champions, and I know this is not as rewarding as winning like the World Series, but hey, Rome was not built in a day. And we have so many foundational young pieces in our minor league system who I'm so excited about for the big league team. We really played well in this game. The pitching was phenomenal. Grayson Rodriguez was a beast. And the bats were pretty good too. So there you go. The Bay Sox, AA Northeastern League champions. As we look at the final numbers, a lot of guys were great. Louis St. John, phenomenal situational hitting. Adam Hall hit over 500. Deshaun Noel's phenomenal situational hitting. Xavier Edwards was good. Spangenberger, Mayo, Pennock, all of them. The pitching was good too. You may notice Matthias Hundertwasser isn't here. The game made a few roster moves for whatever reason, so that's annoying, but oh well. So the Orioles, by the way, we finished the season 64-98, and as you take a look at the standings, I thought I showed them here, but I did not. We are tied with the Marlins for the third worst record in the league, so we will pick either third or fourth in next year's draft, which again, considering we were competitive for 4 months of the year, is honestly kind of impressive. So that'll end today's episode. As I said, the next one will be the off-season. It will premiere this Friday. Let me know what moves you think we should make. Hope everybody enjoyed the video. AA champs, baby. Peace out.